Hi, and welcome to RAI Stone Group's video series entitled Follow the Numbers. I'm Sam Zordich, CEO and founder of RAI Stone Group, and today's video is your cash flow bottlenecked? If you plan to grow your company in the next 6 to 12 months, it's time to get a handle on your cash flow because it will tell you when you can pull the trigger and it will help you to reduce the risk of growing. Let's review the 3 activities that drive cash flow. These are receivables, inventory, and payables. In combination, these make up your cash flow cycle. Here's the cash flow cycle calculation for those of you who really like your numbers. It's called a cash conversion cycle, which is CCC, and that equals your DSO, which is days sales outstanding, or receivables. They always make it so hard. Plus days inventory outstanding minus, so you add them together, minus your days payable outstanding. So cash flow is usually where we have a blind spot. And let me give you an example. We had a customer come to us and wanted to find out why they were having difficulty making all of their payments every month, and we did an analytics on their company. And we found out that their cash flow cycle was 65 days. Now, in no uncertain terms, we were told that we were wrong, that it was less than 20 days, absolutely could be no more than that because they paid their suppliers early, they invoiced immediately, and they deposited either that day or the next day. So there was no way it could be on anything over 20 days. Now, we know that this is a blind spot for most of us. So we suggested that they manually track maybe a couple of sales from the beginning to the end when the cash was in the bank. And here's what they found. On June 1st, let's say the customer signed the sales agreement. The company on June 3rd or 2nd would go out and purchase the materials. On June 14th, they received the materials for their product, and on June 24th, they paid for the materials. Now, they had to do a lot of work in developing the product, and on June 8th, they would deliver the finished product. Now, notice in here, we're in July. There's some holidays in here. And then, on July 8th, well, they would also invoice for that product. On August 22nd, now look at, we're kind of going out a ways. The customer paid, but there's still no cash in the bank. That's just a check. They deposited the check on August 23rd, and the money didn't become available until August 30th because there was a weekend and the banks like float. So according to this, cash was tied up outside the company about 60 days. So that was an eye-opener for them, and it actually got them into action because it was something they didn't know before. And what they found is they began to explore different ways to free up cash so that they didn't have outstanding cash outside their company for 60 days like they had found. Instead, they realized they were paying for a 2% discount early to their vendors, and they decided immediately to stop that. And what they had also found out too was that the industry norm was not their early pay, but 40 days longer. And so what they did was they stopped and recovered $12,000 a month, just like that. So before you let your intuition drive your decisions, verify your assumptions. Or you may find yourself funding another company than your own as well. If you like these tips and hints, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, or subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. Thank you. I'm Sam Zordich with RAI Stone Group, and you've been watching Is Your Cash Flow Bottlenecked?